Hello, it's Debbie Gilbert here from the Business Awards show. And today I'm really excited to be talking to Monika Johnson from Super Sparkle UK. Now, Super Sparkle UK is all about bringing the sparkle to your children and your families through their creative, accessible theatre experiences. So Monika is going to tell us a bit about her business and also all about the awards that she's won this year. It's incredible. She's had a great journey and I'm really excited to hear more about it. So welcome, Monika.
Thank you so much. It's so lovely to be here and I'm really grateful to be here as well, because I do think that we have been on a very big journey, and this time last year I wouldn't even picture being in this position and being able to talk about it. So it's a real honour for me as well. I've been running my business for 9 years. I used to be a drama teacher. I was full-time. I used to teach in the week and then I would teach in the evenings, 4 evenings a week. And then I ran my own drama company at the weekend as well. So I was really, really busy. And there just came a point where I was due to have my second daughter, that I just felt a real shift in the performing arts within schools. It wasn't quite what I was wanting to offer. I wanted to bring accessible experiences and theatre to all children in the community. And there just comes a point in some schools where you can't do that. So I left teaching and I set up my company. And at the time, it was just parties for children. And it was the usual dress up character, all of that. And it took off, it really did. So we're very fortunate. But as time went on and as we were growing, I realized that wasn't really the area that I wanted to be in. My vision really is creating new stories for young people. It's making things accessible for them, making a safe creative space where they can explore, be themselves, find their voice, however that is. And so I wanted to bring in more elements of storytelling theatre, community arts, drama workshops in schools and for early years as well. But the problem that I had was my branding, and I just couldn't escape the look or the image that we had as a children's party company. So I needed to go in a different direction. COVID was that change of direction because it stopped everything. We couldn't take any events out or anything like that. So that was a real tough time for us. But I took the opportunity to try and change and rebrand my business. I had never referred to my company as business before. I'd never used that word, honestly, until COVID.
Really?
Honestly, I didn't think of myself as a businesswoman. It was just my job because I really enjoyed it. I'd never been on a business course. I'd never knew anything about, ideal customer, value proposition, all these things. I didn't know anything. But I joined some courses and some online courses and I learned a lot. And I realized that I did have a new vision, and the way to do that was to change and to let go of some things that were holding me back in my business. And that meant losing a few customers who thought we were still offering something that I didn't want to offer anymore. So anyway, heading to 2022, a lot has changed, and I only felt that I was at the point to apply for an award at the beginning of this year, really. And so I did apply for a few that mattered to me, that I felt were useful and maybe could recognise something we were doing. And I think it was the application process, really, Debbie, where I got to sit down and write out everything that we had to change, what it meant to me, our journey, how hard it was. And by doing that, I realised that we had actually grown a lot in different ways, not just financially or whatever. And that I was proud of my journey, and just being able to share that with somebody else to read it and see if they might recognise that too was really useful in itself. So I'm honestly so grateful to be an award winner, and I feel really proud of the journey that we've been on. I wouldn't have been able to say that 2 years ago. I really thought I was going to lose my business. So now I can say it's a business, and I can say that I'm proud of our journey. So yeah, thank you.
Brilliant. So it was the SBS Sunday, the Opophetis Sunday award that he does that sort of took you down the path of awards. You won that last year. And yes. Then what was your thought process around which awards you were going to enter? So were you looking for specific recognition in different areas, or were you looking for national recognition? What was your thought process behind that?
I was looking for specific areas, actually. I think that initial becoming one of the 6 winners of that week, I suppose made me realise that somebody somewhere had seen that our change, our rebrand had worked. Because at the time, this time last year, it was still quite new. And although I felt some customers were on board with me, you can't read people's minds. And I didn't know if they liked, the things that I was creating. So instead of using somebody else's vision or brand, big names, I was creating my own characters, my own stories, my own events. I don't know if people like that or not. So it made me feel more confident. And I wanted to look for awards that maybe recognised community inputs and work with children and families. And us as a family, we're a team. I run it myself, but we do work together very closely. We're a small knit business. But outreach really is at the heart of what I want my vision to be as a company. It's not just about putting on a big glitzy party. It is actually about making a party feel safe, and you can be creative and you can have a calm atmosphere as you could in a performance or in a workshop in a school, and all children can access that in some way. They don't have to be on the edge, they don't have to be out. And so it was really important to me to be recognised for somebody who values that community outreach as part of their business.
And so you won a Women Who Creates award.
Yes, I did, and I was really proud of that as well, because I think I am quite creative. And again, during lockdown, I created a character called Sparkle Mouse, who is our early years character. He's a little mouse. And at the time where we weren't allowed to have parties, families were still actually able to go to early years groups. So I started an early years drama group, and it did really well. I had 4 classes running in the space of 3 months across our area. But since then, I have actually adapted what Sparkle Mouse is. He became a puppet and has become an early years puppet as part of our show. So we take them out to nurseries and preschools and settings and community spaces. He's becoming a book and some different stories to share with children. And so, yeah, I was proud to receive that one, because it makes me feel like what we have created, the different stories, the colouring sheets, all the little bits that sit alongside what we want to offer, is part of what's going on in our head, I suppose, and our vision, rather than somebody else's. So yeah, I was super proud of that one.
So do your events tell a story about Sparkle Mouse and what he gets up to? Is that?
Yes, they do. He's our little resident storytelling mouse, and he goes on adventures, and he has his own song and his own things. I mean, he's still something that's in progress for me, but I don't know, I just love him. I love Sparkle Mouse, and he originally was going to be something separate from what he is now, but actually, again, that was another learning curve for me. I realized I didn't necessarily want to go down that route, but actually he could become something else. So we're still on a journey with that one. But
that's lovely. And then you went on to win a award with Club Hub. So tell us a bit about that.
Yes, so I was so happy to be shortlisted in 3 categories with Club Hub this year. I think it was independent business, family business, and community business, and we won the community business. And again, I think actually of all of them, this was the one of those 3 categories that I felt good about winning, because again, it felt like somebody had recognised our outreach. We do try and do a lot of work for charities, and we've been into hospitals and worked with different refugee organisations and things like that across our area. And it is really important to me to be able to do that, because if I'm saying accessible theatre experiences, well, theatre isn't accessible to everybody. Not everybody can afford to go. I can't always take my children out to these big events that they might want to go to, and that's the truth of it. So you have to go to them, and that's what we want to be able to do. And as a business, I suppose it's still a very good thing to be able to connect with communities, collaborate, work together. And it isn't just all about the, financial or promotion. It is about being out there with real people who really do need that kind of experience.
And the wonderful Tessa Robinson has created quite a good organisation there to support businesses that are
Yes,
working
definitely.
in the children and families sphere.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you also were a finalist in the Small Awards, which is an incredible awards every year run by the wonderful Michelle Ovens. So tell us a bit about that.
Yes, that was another, I think that was earlier on in the year. And again, I think we were in two categories for that one. And one of them was family business and another for the community and outreach. Again, these two areas are really important to me because I feel like that's exactly what we do. And as the year has gone on and different awards or categories have come up, we've still been out there doing different things. So at each application, I have had to write different things about what we've done or how we've grown. So at each stage, actually, it's been really interesting for me to sit down and go, right, where are we at now? Where were we at a few months ago or this time last year? So being able to apply for those different categories again has meant that I think about my business in two different ways, what we're doing and actually where I want to go with it long term as well. So yeah, that's been amazing.
And then you finished off with the Best Businesswomen Awards. So, you know, that's a lot of awards in 1 year to get under your belt. And I think that's an amazing achievement, to be honest. So what are you thinking for next year? What's on the plan for your business? And are you thinking about other awards for next year?
That's a good question. I do have a plan. My plan really has been this past 2 years to get myself to a position where I felt good about my business and I felt that I was on the right track, because I can honestly say I didn't really feel very good about what I was doing. I didn't feel like I was going out all the time, leading and doing everything rather than stepping back and taking on a different role that I should be doing. And so I didn't see what I should be seeing. And I've had to learn a lot along the way. So maybe initially I thought, right, I should be here at this stage, but actually just having that space to breathe and realizing it's okay that things don't happen straight away, but you have to take those steps to get there. If you don't take those steps, you're going to miss everything along the way. So I've had to stop myself and I've had to say, you can't do anything about this. You just have to take a moment to stop, plan. So I think my bigger vision for my business is to keep going with outreach and to bring in more well-being and focus for families. Still continue with our storytelling and our theatre. We've managed to take our shows to some lovely spaces, theatres as well as community spaces. I love to write shows for children, so I think bringing in more of that, but I'd love to collaborate a lot more with other women in business. That's really important for me. And we did some of that this year with the charity event we arranged, and not just feel like you're on your own. And so I've just loved working with people and being alongside people and sharing ideas and not feeling like you have to do it all by yourself, because you don't. And that's been a big learning curve for me. So I think my vision is to keep going, keep building, and then hopefully be able to expand what we've created here into other areas. But for now, I'm still working on this.
Whereabouts are you based?
I'm in Nottingham, so we cover the East Midlands. And you know, we're constantly recruiting different people who work alongside us, and we have a lovely team at the moment. So that's kind of my plan for that. Yeah.
You're juggling this all around the family as well?
Yeah, I have 3 children, a dog. Yeah, so that's right. You know, it's hard, but you have to do it. So and also I don't feel like it's hard because I absolutely love doing it, but only because I think I've come through that really hard part and realised what I had, and maybe didn't realise that before. So yeah. So
what do you think the awards, because there are a lot of them now under your belt, what do you think that's brought to your business?
Oh, I think it has, for me personally, it's given me that confidence that I needed to believe that what validation. Yeah, I really did need that. I really did. I felt like I was taking a big jump to leave behind what a lot of other people are doing, to do my own thing. I did need that validation. I think for potential customers, I would hope they would see that we've been recognised, that we're trustworthy,
Mm-hmm.
and that we have something of value to offer them. But for the businesses who, you know, are saying, I've loved collaborating with businesses this year, I would hope maybe it would tell them that I've got a vision, and that I want to stick with that plan, that vision, and I've worked hard towards it, and we've had a bit of a journey on the way, and that maybe we could share that with each other. We can work together, we can share ideas, and I honestly think that's how you promote one another and build each other up. So I've just absolutely loved doing that this year. It's made me feel so much better, and I hope it's been great for the other businesses as well. So I would definitely say those awards they've just been amazing to have those badges on your website, and just to say you are an award-winning company. It really helps you to stand out.
Monika, your enthusiasm and your passion is incredible, and it really does come across when you're talking about your business and how much you love it.
Thank you.
It's been great today to listen to your journey. And, you know, for anyone listening to this, as Monika said, she was a school teacher. She started her business. She didn't get any business training. She just winged it, for want of a better word, for quite a while. And then eventually did do some courses and built her knowledge. So if you're listening to this thinking, oh, I don't know if I'm good enough for awards, this is a great story. This proves the point that actually, if you've got satisfied customers and you're trading in profit, and you had an idea and you've taken that idea on the business journey and developed it, then you should definitely be entering awards 100%. And everything you've said today, I think, is really useful to anyone as well who is maybe thinking of starting a business and not quite sure whether it's going to, you know, be right for them. But, you know, you can make a success out of anything if you put the idea and the passion and the research behind it. And I think you've really proved that. So it's been incredible to talk to you today.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for
much.
joining us on the Business Awards show.
Thank
and
you.
we look forward to listening and hearing more about your business as time goes on, and hearing more about more award wins, I'm sure.
Thank you very much. I loved coming along. Thank you.